want to make a game with the strongest battlegrounds? Well, to do that, you need an M1 combat system. And I'm going to show you how to make it in the simplest way possible. Usually these types of tutorials are really complicated and have lots of unnecessary stuff in it. But I spent hours trying to find a simpler way. And I actually found it. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, so basically now we need to get set up. So go to replicated storage, create a folder, call it animations, create a folder inside that folder, and call it mech. Outside of these two folders, create another folder and call it remotes. And inside that folder, make another folder and call it main remotes. You don't have to do this step. This is just to keep things organized. So like in case you have many remotes or animations, things won't get messy. So now inside your main remotes folder, create a remote event and call it M1 system. Now inside your animations folder and inside the mech folder, create an animation object. Duplicate this object. Like I'm just gonna do 4 animations, so I'll have 4 animation objects. And now let's create our animations. So to do that, we need a model to animate on. So go to avatar, rig builder. This works for R15 and R6. You can just do it on any which you want. So I'll do block avatar and animation editor. Select the rig and name it whatever you want. I'm just going to call M1 vid. And just animate. When you're done creating your animation, press on the 3 dots, publish to roblox, save, copy the animation ID, close, and paste the ID into your first animation object and name the animation 1. Now we're going to do this for each one of the animations. So create new, if you're using R6, just go to game settings, avatar, and 6. Now when you're done with all your animations, go to starter player scripts, and insert a local script. And name this local script M1 client. So if you're wondering what does client mean, basically there are 2 things, one called client and one called server. Client is like the script that holds all the behind the scenes stuff. It's usually stored in starter player and stuff like in places like that. By behind the scenes stuff, I mean detecting clicks, like when a player presses something on their keyboard, getting signals from other parts of scripts, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically the client. And server is like the stuff that shows on screen, like doing damage, VFX, sound effects, animations, stuff like that. So now just delete the placeholder code and do local UIS is equal to game get service user input service, and do local RS is equal to game get service replicated storage. So basically what these 2 lines mean is these are our services. The user input service is to detect when someone clicks something on their keyboard. Like for M1s, I want to do, if I press mouse button 1, which is left click, I want the player to punch. So for that, we need the user input service. And replicated storage is like where we store the animations in remotes. So yeah, we just need it for that. Local combat remote is equal to rs.remotes.main remote dot m1 system and do local anim folder is equal to rs.animations.mech. So here we're just getting our the remote event that we just made and our animations folder. So our animations folder is in replicated storage in the animations folder, and it's called a mech. So we're just getting that and naming an anim folder. And our combat remote, and on this line, we're basically saying that our remote event is in remotes, main remotes, and then we're getting the remote at the end. And we're storing it in a variable called combat remote. Now do local player is equal to game.players.local player. This is basically the players that joined the game, so we're just getting all that and storing them in a variable called player. Now do local char is equal to player.character. Now do local humanoid is equal to char.humanoid. If you're wondering what's the difference between player and character, so me right now behind the computer is the player, and the character is like my avatar that you can see right here. So that's the difference. Inside the character, we have a humanoid and a humanoid root part. The humanoid is like a main controller of the player, and the root part is the root of the player. For the humanoid, we can do stuff like dealing damage, and for the root part, we can do stuff like making the player move forward or add particle emitters, things like that. So now do local cooldown is equal to false, and do local time limit is equal to whatever value you want. I'll just do 0.5. Yeah, you probably already know what cooldown is. After doing an action, you have to wait for like some time before you can do it again. And we're gonna use the time limit for like if we take too much time after clicking mouse button 1, the animation will switch back to 1 again. And do local combo is equal to 0. So what combo is? Basically, we're going to count 1, 2, 3. And each time we click mouse button 1, combo will increase by 1. And it will move to the first animation or second animation depending on what your combo number is. Now we're going to be creating something called the table. A table is used to insert and modify data. So we're going to be creating a table of animations. So to do that, do local anim table is equal to curly braces and enter. Do square brackets 1 is equal to anim folder wait for child 1. And this is important. Don't forget this, otherwise you'll get an error. Add a semicolon at the end and just copy paste the amount of animations you have. And change it like to 1, 2, 3, like the name of your animations. And now you're done creating your table. Now time to do the input detection part, like the part where we actually realize that we have pressed mouse button 1 and something will happen when we do. So to do that, do uis dot input began connect function brackets input comma is typing. So what input began means is when someone has first pressed an input on their keyboard, and if they did, we're connecting it to a function with input and is typing passing. So do if is typing, then return end. So what this line means, if you're typing in chat, then don't do anything. Just return end. Now do if input is equal to input.user input type is equal to enum.user input type dot mouse button 1 and not cooldown then is equal to. So what we're saying here is if our input is equal to mouse button 1 and the cooldown is not true, then return. Now we're gonna turn the cooldown to true, so do cooldown is equal to true. Or do combo plus equals to 1. So we're just adding the combo by 1. Now do local anim is equal to humanoid load animation anim table and put combo inside square brackets. Do anim play. Then do cooldown is equal to false. Now let's test to see if our animations are playing. Attempt to. So do on line A do or player dot character added combat remote fire server combo. So basically we're putting the remote, we're firing the remote on the server to tell that something has been done, and we're giving it our combo variable. If combo is equal to 4, then wait time limit and do combo is equal to 0. And we're also going to wait time limit here. Now, we are going to move on to our server script. And that should be in server script service. Just create a regular script and name it M1 server. Now we're going to get our services. So do local rs is equal to game get service replicate storage. Now do local ts is equal to game get service tween service. So tween service is basically used to animate things. I'm going to be doing an animation that turns the player red when we attack them or when we do damage. So yeah, I'll go line underneath and do local remote is equal to rs dot remote dot main remote dot m1 system, and here do remote the on server event. If it's on the server, if it has been fired to the server correctly, then connect function player combo. Now do local char is equal to, by the way, char is short for character, player dot character. Local humanoid is equal to char dot humanoid. Local humanoid root part, which is hrp, is equal to char dot humanoid root part. Now we're going to be creating our hitbox. So do local raycast params equal to instance is equal to raycast params dot new. Raycast params dot filter descendants instances is equal to curly braces, also known as special brackets, player dot character. And so we're creating something called raycast params. This is going to be used as our hitbox. We're using raycast params to filter descendants instances. So basically this means we're going to exclude this. We're going to exclude the player.character, which is also known as the player who's launching the attack or attacking the other player. So we don't want ourselves to get hurt by our own attack. Okay, we only want the enemy to get hurt. So we're just excluding ourselves from the table. We're just excluding ourselves. Local raycast result is equal to workspace raycast humanoid root part dot position humanoid root part dot c-frame. C-frame stands for coordinate frame. I'm assuming you know about graphs and stuff like that. So it's basically it's basically used to control the position and rotation of something, of a certain thing. So yeah, we're getting our humanoid root parts C-frame, and look vector times 5, not plus, comma raycast params. Now do if raycast result, then local it is equal to raycast result dot instance. So we're creating something called hit, which is an instance of our raycast result. So do if hit is a base part, then hit dot parent find first child humanoid, then. So basically hit is sort of like what we touched when we attacked. So hit will be our enemy, and if the enemy is a base part, continue the line, and if the enemy has a humanoid root part, then continue the line. Now do local enemy char is equal to hit dot parent. So our enemy character is equal to hit dot parent. Now do local enemy humanoid is equal to enemy character dot humanoid. So we're grading our enemy's character and humanoid. Now we're going to do the actual turning red, like a visual feedback to the player that they have been damaged. So for that we will make them red. So do local tween info is equal to tween info dot new 0.5. So we're creating a new tween info, and it's gonna last 0.5 seconds. Now do local original colors is equal to curly braces. So it's gonna be an empty table. We're creating an empty table called original colors, and we're just gonna put some stuff in that table later. For underscore comma part in pairs. So we're creating something called a for loop. It's gonna go through everything inside this line in the block, and it's just gonna like check everything or play stuff. Original colors do if part is a base part, then. So if this part is a base part, then continue the line. Original colors part is equal to part dot color. So this is just to store the original color of our enemy character. So I want it to be like, if we hit it, it turns red for a few seconds and then it fades back to normal. So to do that, we need to do this, and just go under the line. Local tween TS create part. We're showing what we want to animate. Tween info, which is like the amount of time, comma, curly braces. Color is equal to color tree dot new, and just make it whatever color you want. I'm gonna make it red because red actually symbolizes that you got hit, or like it's the color of danger. and do tween play. We're playing the animation on the enemy player. Now go down a line and do wait. We're waiting 1 second. Okay, wait. Oh, okay. I think I messed something up. I'll copy this, paste it underneath. Instead of original colors, the enemy char. You get children. And instead of color is equal to color 3 and the red, do original colors. And name this normal. Okay, so that's the changing color part. Now go over here and do if enemy humanoid, then this is just to prevent errors. So sometimes it just says enemy humanoid does not exist, and you're like, well, what happened to my enemy humanoid? I'm looking in my rig and it has a humanoid. So yeah, this is just to prevent that error. So it says if enemy humanoid exists, then continue. Now do if combo is equal to 4, then enemy humanoid take damage. Your damage amount, I'll just do it 12. So if our combo is equal to our 4th animation or our 4th combo, then the humanoid will take more damage. We're just gonna do the one where it's less than 4 as well. Local vel. So this stands for velocity. Velocity is speed with direction. So do is equal to instance.new linear velocity, comma enemy char dot humanoid root part. So we're creating something called linear velocity, and we're putting it in the enemy character's humanoid part, and we're calling it vel. So yeah, go on underneath. Local attachment. An attachment is like an object where you can do special things like create particles, or in our case, add velocity. Instance.new attachment. I'll just copy paste this that part. Oh yeah, so we're creating an attachment and we're putting it inside the enemy character's humanoid part. Vel dot attachment 0 is equal to attachment. So we need to assign velocities. So there's something called attachment 0, and we need to assign that to something. So we're just gonna assign it to attachment. So do vel dot max force. So our velocity's max force is equal to this number. Vel dot vector velocity is equal to vector 3 dot new 0 0 100. Vel dot enabled is equal to true. Wait 1. So we're asking the game to take a break for 1 second and then do the next action. So 1 is pretty long. Let's just do 0.1. That's good. Now do vel dot enabled is equal to false for disabling the velocity. Attachment destroy. Vel destroy. And then we do else if combo is is less than equal to 4, then enemy humanoid take damage 5. So that's the end of the script. Okay, so now let's test it out to see if it works. Okay. Oh, okay, so interesting. We got an error, and our humanoid is just forever red. Okay, let's check this error out. is not a valid member of colors. Line 36. I'm about to remove this line of code. Probably why it's even there. Okay, let's test it out again. Okay, these two errors are just fine. They're just like my plugin problem. Still, okay. What if we just take this line of code, go above, and do local color is equal to, and then we remove this line, just say color. So what if we do for part, comma, original color, part, comma, original color in pairs, original colors do original color. And let's test it out. Take damage. Oh, okay. Lowercase d. Make sure the capitalizations are correct. Okay. It works. You're taking damage. It added some velocity at the end. So it works. If you face any errors, comment down below or send a message in my Discord server. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next video.